to be right dead center in the mix of possibly getting DeAndre Hopkins. We don't know if it's going to happen or not. Certainly they could use him, but you're somebody who covered him on a regular basis. And, we've been burned in this market before, Bob. People got excited, including me, about Julio Jones, and it was a shell of Julio Jones. And I don't want to bore you with all the guys that they brought in here, and they just were never, what they were in their prime. Is this what DeAndre Hopkins is going to be, or do you think he's still got a lot left in the tank, or some left in the tank?
I think he's got a lot left. There's no doubt about it.
Okay.
The fans will immediately love him, but there could be consternations if he's allowed not to practice with his teammates. And Hop knows his body better than anybody. He'll tell you that, and he'll swear to it. And he thinks rest is more important than practice. I don't know many head football coaches at any level who agree with that. That's why I don't think he's going to sign with New England. He'd have to practice. And I know Vrabel, I don't think he's going to tolerate it either. So, yeah, you're careful what you wish for. This guy's great talent, a great guy. He's a better coach in the locker room than anyone knows. He helps people out. He's a wonderful in the locker room. He talks to everybody, and he helps coach everybody. And it's sad that not enough people got to see that during his career. It's probably because of where he's been. But getting to know him real well and talking to him a lot of times one-on-one alone, this guy just wants to win. But he's very particular about his legacy, as many young superstars are. But when you hit 30, it's even more important. You want to go on your terms, make your money, and do it your way. But in this case, coming off a PED suspension, injuries over the last 2-3 years now, it's different for Hopkins. He's got to understand that. He's got to come to the middle a lot more than what he and his new representatives are doing. And I think everybody knows that. They're going to wait him out until he realizes, look, I might not get a gig until somebody gets hurt now, and it might not be with the team I really want to go to, so better get what I can now. And that's what he's dealing with. And teams are smart to just lay low and not rush as much as everybody would love to have him on board. Hell, I wish he was still here. He's a hell of an athlete, and he can be a difference maker on any team he goes to. I just know he wants to win. I don't think Tennessee's far off at all. I mean, the Titans have been a very solid franchise for the last 5 years. So I don't know what's going to happen, but you're going to love him if you get him.
Well, thank you for shedding light on that. I would have. That's why we brought you on. I would have never known that about what he does kind of behind the scenes and in the locker room. But I got to be honest, it was nice to hear that because I was sitting here cringing. And Justin, I don't know what you were doing, but when you were describing his practice habits or lack of, I was cringing. If Mike Vrabel's listening, he was cringing because this is exactly what we went through with Julio Jones, Jadeveon Clowney, and I can go on and on of superstar guys that came in here and really weren't that interested in practicing.
It's work, and it's different for different guys. I think football teams need guys. You're going to go to war with these guys on Sundays and Monday nights and Thursday nights, and you want to know that he's got your back. And if he's not practicing, he'll hit the weight room, and he'll show up to practice, when he needs to. But when you're getting game installed practice week on a Wednesday and your guy's not on the field, it's a big letdown for everybody, and it kind of sours people the wrong way. And it's a bad thing for younger players when they see somebody getting away with it, as it were. I'm not saying that's what it was, but the reason he didn't miss any games up until he came to Arizona, basically, was because of this. He kept himself protected. And I don't know how long you can do that in football until you get exposed. And he did, and he didn't practice, and he still got hurt. And he got suspended for PEDs, and that's not good. He's going to have to rectify that. And I think one way to do that is agreeing to go on the practice field and be a part of a team. And if he doesn't do that, I don't know who's going to sign him. I don't know who would want him if he doesn't practice with the team.
Yeah.
He will practice. He just won't practice all the time. And to me, that's a big push.
Well, especially when you see, if you believe in, the odds makers who have the Patriots and the Titans, or Titans and Patriots in no particular order, as the two favorites, and their head coaches are Bill Belichick and Mike Vrabel.
Same cloth.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the same cloth. That's well said. I love the part about you still believe he has production left. They need that.
There's no doubt.
I also love the fact of what you said of him mentoring, coaching. They need Treylon Burks to be good, Bob. They need him desperately to be an elite receiver someday. And we don't know yet what we have. We think there's something there, but obviously he hasn't taken that next step, and maybe a guy like DeAndre Hopkins can show him the way to get to that next step.
He's helped so many guys in the short time he was here, and everybody talked about him. Hell, offensive linemen would talk about, hey, man, I'm seeing what this guy's doing. If you do this, and the guy's like, what? I've been playing right tackle for 10 years in this league. What? And he goes, yeah, but I've been playing 10 years too, and I know other stuff besides playing wide receiver. And they loved him here. They really did. And the young guys will eat anything up that he tells them, and they'll listen. And they should be wise to listen, because he's helped get some guys' careers off the ground here, younger guys who still look up to him and still have a ton of respect for him. And he can help veterans too. You learn something from DeAndre, just any pass-catching tips you get from a guy like him, or a Larry Fitzgerald, or Marvin Harrison. These guys, they're the studs of the studs. They know what they're talking about. Listen to them. Do yourself a favor. Wherever he ends up, he's going to help those around him get better, and that's what you want from a star player, even a guy, south of 30 or north of 30. I keep remembering, is it south or north of 30? I don't know.
I think we'll go with north.
It goes both ways, but sure.
It does go both ways.
It does go both ways. Depends on which day you get up and how you feel. Question for you. We've got a running theory here about DeAndre Hopkins, in that he went to school at Clemson. Then he played NFL football in Houston. Then he played NFL football in Arizona. All those places have something in common, in that